We have some big Cameron Carter-Vickers news to go over in today's video after a shock revelation. Not only this, we will also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Hearts defender Stuart Findlay has brushed aside suggestions that Celtic are a vulnerable side ahead of this weekend's Premiership showdown at Tynecastle. Despite Brendan Rodgers' side trailing the league leaders by 5 points, Findlay insists that any talk of crisis around Celtic is wide of the mark. The 30-year-old has been a key part of Hearts' strong start to the season, with Derek McInnes' side currently top of the table heading into Sunday's clash. Confidence is high in the capital, but Findlay made it clear that Hearts aren't underestimating the reigning champions, describing Celtic as, by far, their toughest test. Celtic travelled to Tynecastle having regained some momentum with a midweek Europa League win over Sturm Graz, though injuries to key players like Cameron Carter-Vickers and Dyson Maeda have left Rodgers with problems to solve. Still, Findlay believes the Hoops' pedigree and experience mean they remain the benchmark for every Scottish club. Speaking ahead of the game, Findlay was keen to strike a respectful tone. While the league table favours his side for now, he knows Celtic's quality demands full focus from the first whistle. He said, "You hear whispers of this, vulnerability, and I think it's a little bit unfair towards Celtic. If you look at it, and they've lost one league game all season, they're not exactly in dire straits. People can say what they want on the outside, but we know that we're going to be playing by far our toughest test that we've had, and probably the toughest test we're going to face in the league." Findlay's comments reflect the respect still held for Rodgers' side across Scottish football, even amid suggestions that Celtic's dominance has started to waver. Hearts may lead the way for now, but their defender knows a true title contender must stand up to the champions before any claims can be taken seriously. Sunday's fixture promises to be a test of Hearts' progress as much as Celtic's response. Tynecastle's compact intensity often suits the home side, but Celtic's experience in high-pressure games gives them a different kind of advantage. For Findlay, the focus is simple: contain Celtic's attacking rhythm and stay composed against a team used to dictating games. It's a challenge he welcomes, aware that taking points off Rodgers' men would underline Hearts' credentials. While others debate whether Celtic have lost their edge, the Hearts camp appear under no illusion. They're preparing for a champion's fight, not a wounded opponent. Now for the main story, as Celtic have been dealt a major injury blow, with Brendan Rodgers confirming that Cameron Carter-Vickers could be out for up to 5 months with an Achilles injury. The American defender was seen limping at full time following the 2-1 Europa League win over Sturm Graz, and early indications suggest the problem is a serious one. Carter-Vickers has been a key figure at the heart of Celtic's defence since joining the club, and his absence will be a significant setback as the Celts prepare for a busy period in both domestic and European competition. Rodgers said, "He looks like he's done his Achilles, which can be anywhere between 3 and 5 months. We're awaiting confirmation, but it's not great news." The Celtic boss admitted it's a huge blow, but insisted it's also an opportunity for others to step up, pointing to Liam Scales as a prime example of a player who has seized his chance this season. Rodgers added, "Cam's been a very important member of the squad, a great centre-half, but this opens the door for someone else. Liam's been brilliant, and this gives another player that same opportunity." The injury comes at a difficult time, with Celtic heading into key fixtures in the Premiership and Europa League. Rodgers' message, though, was one of calm resilience, backing his squad to adapt and continue their strong defensive performances without one of their leaders. In other news, Celtic's injury problems in attack have left Brendan Rodgers with a dilemma heading into Sunday's crucial trip to Tynecastle. With Kelechi Iheanacho and Dyson Maeda both sidelined and Johnny Kenny struggling to make an impact against Sturm Graz, the question naturally arises, is it time for Shin Yamada to be given his chance? The Japanese forward joined Celtic in July from Kawasaki Frontale, arriving with a reputation as a clever mobile striker capable of linking play and finding goals from tight angles. Yet since signing, Yamada's opportunities have been limited. The 25-year-old has featured just 5 times across all competitions, totaling under 150 minutes, and has yet to start a Premiership match. For a player of his pedigree, that feels like a door waiting to open. Rodgers' options up front have dwindled quickly. Iheanacho's hamstring injury against Sturm Graz, combined with Maida's ongoing back issue, leaves the manager without two of his most dynamic forwards. Kenny's misses in Europe underlined his inexperience at this level, and with a high-intensity fixture at Tynecastle looming, Rodgers may need a forward who offers composure and tactical intelligence, qualities Yamada was signed to bring. The Japanese striker's adaptation period has been steady rather than explosive, but the raw tools are evident. His movement off the ball, sharp touch, and quick combinations in tight areas could help Celtic break through a well-drilled Hearts defence. Importantly, he's also familiar with the sort of high-pressure, high-tempo games that mirror the Scottish Premiership, having thrived in the J1 League for Kawasaki. Hearts' aggressive pressing and compact setup will test Celtic's creativity. Deploying Yamada, whether from the start or as an early substitute, would inject something fresh: pace, unpredictability, and a forward eager to make his mark. Rodgers has often spoken about trusting players to seize opportunities. This feels like Yamada's moment to prove why Celtic brought him to Glasgow in the first place. At a time when injuries have stripped the squad of attacking certainty, giving Yamada his chance might be the risk worth taking. Tynecastle is no easy stage for a breakthrough, but for a player waiting to show his worth, it might be the perfect one. In other news, Lewis Palma endured a night to forget in Europe as his Lech Poznan side were stunned 2-1 by Lincoln Red Imps, a result that brought up memories Celtic fans won't be quick to forget. The Honduran winger, currently on loan from Celtic, came off the bench at half-time in Gibraltar, but couldn't prevent his team from slipping to a shock defeat against part-time opposition. The result mirrors one of Celtic's most infamous European nights, Brendan Rodgers' first competitive match in charge back in 2016, when the Celts lost 1-0 to the same Lincoln Red Imps side in a Champions League qualifier. Celtic would recover to win the return leg comfortably, but that defeat remains a sore memory in the club's modern European story. Palma was introduced with Lech trailing 1-0 after Kiki Gomez's opener. A Mikael Ishak penalty levelled the game midway through the second half, but Christian Ruchen's late header sealed an historic win for the Gibraltarian champions. It was Lincoln's first ever victory in a European League phase match, one that leaves Lech's Conference League campaign under serious pressure. The winger has been one of Lech's bright sparks this season, registering 10 goal contributions across all competitions, but Thursday's defeat was a reminder of football's unpredictability. Palmer's spell in Poland has also had its bumps, including a recent red card against Rakov, yet he remains a player of interest to Celtic.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.